been outside for 5 minutes. How did you get so muddy? Come here. How did you get so muddy? Okay. All right. Go get comfortable. Well, good morning, guys. So yesterday night I got going on our electrical, and I got our 20 amp circuit in place. I got 2 plugs there and there. They're 110 volt 20 amps. Most of the stuff is fine on 15 amps, but there are a couple things that it's nice to have a little extra current for. But now it's time to get going on the rest. We've already got the lighting, wiring done now in BX. Heater stuff's all done. Yeah, so time to get the rest of this wired out. That's it, Finn. Internet's in. This will be the last plug on this circuit. Alright, this next one we're going to do is we're going to have a end plug at the end of the first bench, and its main thing is it's going to feed the compressor and it's going to feed the exhaust fan. So just to keep it clean, we're going to squeeze it in this last inside knockout. There's a whole other row of knockouts out here, but I think it just kind of looks a little cleaner if we can keep everything on that inside row. What do you think? Time for another roll. 246 feet. Here's a question for you guys south of the border. Do your spools of wire come in meters or feet? This is 75 meters. I don't know why, I just kind of expected to see it in feet, but we're kind of in that awkward stage where half of our stuff is in meters and the other half of our stuff is in inches. And the engineers and architects, they like using metric because it breaks down in multiples of 10 real easy. And everybody on site really likes using imperial, you know, just because it's something that I guess we're used to. You gonna help? You gonna help? Yeah? Take? You're like, now what am I supposed to do with it? I took. Yeah. Good boy. I'm sure there's a more efficient way of doing that. Yeah. Alrighty. Take it underneath here. I might not be able to, I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That'll be good. Something I noticed with the last spool of wire is you can see it's almost translucent. Whereas this stuff, the south wire, is completely opaque. And I haven't run into this other wire before where it's translucent, but it kind of makes me feel like it's a cheaper wire. It's definitely not as tough. I have to be a little more careful with pliers and stuff. They'll easily nick through the insulation, whereas this stuff, at least with the south wire, it's, you know, sort of what you'd expect. I'm going to run this one a little different. I'm going to run it down at the 18-inch level, and for a couple of reasons. The first reason being that I want to try to keep as much stuff away from bench height as I can. And the other being that if I need any more receptacles down lower, then I'll already have a line in and I can just take off of that. interesting. These are ideals. Ideals and original Moret brand. You can see the aggressive copper threaded coil in there versus the relatively small and finely threaded coil on this side, on the ideal one. And by far the Moret brand name ones are working a lot better, which is strange because I really enjoy these ideals with little wings and stuff. They seem to work really well. Doing this one by hand because I'm a little concerned about getting anything pinched. So this is coming in from below. We got a compressor plug there. This is going to the light in the back, and this is carrying up over, and this is going to go over to our exhaust fan. Alright guys, well thanks very much for joining us on part 1 of electrical, and next time we'll finish up, and apparently it's playtime, isn't it? Yes, you have been so patient all day. Oh, okay. Anyways guys, thanks very much for joining me on part 1 of electrical, and we got this whole side of the shop done now. The other side, we got to finish wiring up our fan. We got to rewire our bandsaw, so that's in BX cable as well. And then we got our sharpening bench, our pellet stove, and we're also going to throw in a little wall switch for the vacuum for the bandsaw. Because the bandsaw runs on 220, it's a little bit more difficult to have an auto start set up with a vacuum. So I'm just going to put a wall mount switch, and I think that'll work out just fine. So yeah, thanks very much, and have a great week. Go make some sawdust somewhere.